Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Flash, the channel where spec sheets get stripped down to reality, where glossy marketing photos meet the cold truth of the lens, and where every car, no matter how hyped or heritage-packed, has to prove if it's more than just numbers on a brochure. If you're new here, this is the place where we dig into the real character of cars, from how they look in person, to how they feel when you sit inside, to how they actually perform when the road is anything but smooth. And today, we've got one that's been stirring up attention everywhere, the 2026 Audi RS3, a compact sports sedan that's been punching way above its weight for years. The RS3 is Audi's reminder to the world that performance doesn't always come in a massive package. But the big question is, does the 2026 RS3 still live up to its legend? Or has the competition caught up? Let's find out. Exterior first impressions matter, and Audi knows it. Standing in front of the RS3, the car immediately projects aggression without being overdone. The front fascia has grown sharper for 2026, with a wider, flatter single-frame grille that stretches low into the bumper. The honeycomb mesh pattern looks carved rather than stamped, and it's finished in gloss black that pops against brighter body colors. The LED matrix headlights have a signature daytime running light that animates when you unlock the car, and they're now slimmer, almost knife-like, giving the RS3 an angry stare. The front bumper has deeper side intakes, and depending on your package, you can get carbon fiber accents that make the nose look even more purposeful. Audi has somehow kept it elegant, but when you walk up, you immediately know this isn't just another A3A, it's the alpha in the lineup. Walking to the side, the RS3 flexes a stance that most compact sedans can't match. The widened fenders bulge just enough to remind you of Audi's rally-bred history, housing massive wheels that start at 19 inches but can be optioned up in different finishes. The shoulder line runs sharp and clean, flowing from the headlights through to the taillights, and the side skirts are lower and more sculpted than before. If you choose one of the more expressive paint options, like Iolami Green or Turbo Blue, the RS3 transforms from understated sleeper to extroverted showpiece. But even in subtle shades like Daytona Gray or Mythos Black, the car carries presence. The short wheelbase and taut proportions remind you that this is still a compact, but one built for agility rather than just space. Moving around to the back, Audi continues its formula of understated aggression. The taillights mirror the sleek, horizontal design of the headlights and have their own LED animations. A subtle lip spoiler rests on the trunk, but the real show is lower down, and the RS3 keeps its signature large oval exhaust outlets, one on each side, framed in gloss black. Unlike many brands that fake it with decorative tips, these are real, and they let out the sound that we'll talk about soon. The rear diffuser is functional, channeling air and reducing drag while making the car look wide and planted. From this angle, the RS3 looks like a coiled spring, a compact, muscular, and ready to pounce. Interior now. Stepping inside the RS3, Audi's blend of luxury and sportiness comes to life. The cabin strikes a balance between premium materials and driver-focused design. The dashboard is dominated by the Virtual Cockpit Plus, a fully digital 12.3-inch instrument cluster that offers RS-specific performance readouts, from G-meters to lap timers to torque distribution graphics. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels thick and grippy, wrapped in leather or Alcantara, with an RS mode button that puts performance settings right at your thumb. The center touchscreen tilts slightly toward the driver and runs Audi's latest MMI system with crisp graphics and lightning-fast response. The seats are a highlight, a heavily bolstered RS Sport seats that hug you during spirited driving but remain comfortable enough for daily use. Depending on the trim, they come in nap leather with honeycomb stitching, and you can spec them with contrast colors like red, green, or blue. Even the air vents and door trims carry angular RS-specific detailing. The interior lighting package lets you customize the cabin glow, creating a cockpit vibe at night. And despite being a performance car, Audi hasn't stripped it bare. You still get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bang & Olufsen premium audio, and the full suite of driver assists like adaptive cruise, lane assist, and parking aids. Rear passengers get decent legroom for a compact, and the trunk remains practical enough for everyday life, making the RS3 not just a toy but a usable daily driver. But let's be honest, the RS3's real party trick has always been performance under the hood, and in 2026, Audi has refined, but not replaced, the magic. Power still comes from the legendary 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-5 engine, an increasingly rare layout that's become the RS3's calling card. It produces 415 horsepower and around 400 pound-feet of torque, sent through a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. The soundtrack is one of the most unique in the segment, a warbling, offbeat growl that harks back to Audi's rally days, and it's something that even the most advanced four-cylinder rivals just can't replicate. The RS3 launches from 0 to 60 in around 3.6 seconds, putting it firmly in super sedan territory despite its compact size. Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system has been reworked with what they call the RS torque splitter. Instead of a traditional rear differential, it uses two clutch packs to actively send torque to each rear wheel, allowing true torque vectoring. What this means in practice is sharper cornering, the ability to oversteer on demand, and a handling balance that feels more alive than RS3s of the past, which lean toward understeer. In RS torque rear mode, you can even coax controlled drift, say something unheard of in previous RS3s. The suspension has adaptive dampers, letting you toggle between comfort for daily drives and firm responsiveness for back roads or track days. Braking is equally impressive, with massive steel or optional carbon ceramic discs that bite hard and resist fade. Fuel economy isn't the selling point here, but Audi claims modest improvements thanks to efficiency tweaks, with the RS3 managing mid-20 mpg on the highway. More importantly, the car feels just as comfortable cruising as it does sprinting, which makes it a genuinely dual-purpose machine. As for price, the 2026 Audi RS3 starts at just under $65,000 in the US, putting it above the Mercedes-AMG Class 45 and BMW M2 in some trims, but still below full-fledged larger M or AMG models. Add options like carbon ceramics, special paint, or the RS design packages, and you can easily crest $75,000. Expensive for a compact? Yes, but when you consider the performance it delivers, the daily usability, and the fact that it's one of the last cars keeping the 5-cylinder engine alive, it starts to make sense for enthusiasts who want something truly special. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Audi RS3 stays true to its roots, a compact, practical, but explosive when you want it to be. The styling is sharper, the interior more high-tech, the engine still a gem, and the handling better than ever thanks to torque vectoring magic. It's not the cheapest in its class, and it might feel too refined for those wanting a raw experience, but for most buyers, it strikes an unbeatable balance. If you want a car that can do the daily grind, thrill you on a back road, and still look sharp parked in the driveway, the RS3 is hard to argue against. And that wraps up today's review here on Car Flash. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Audi RS3, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more unfiltered car reviews, and drop a comment below. Would you pick the RS3 over BMW M2 or AMG Class 45? Or is there another performance compact that's caught your eye? Thanks for watching. And, as always, until next time, keep your headlights bright and your revs even brighter.